Okay, just give me 1 minute.
Sir, do we need to open our cam?
No need.
Yes, thank
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good afternoon.
you. Salam.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. This is Mahmoud with you. I will be with you today for integrated management system requirements awareness session. According to our project with your company, MC3, we have to implement quality, health and safety, environment, and food safety management system according to ISO standards. So today is part of our project. Kindly today just close your mic unless you will ask something.
That's why I will put.
Close your mic, please. Could you close your mic? Okay, so our training today is a part of our implementation project. We will talk today about the integrated management system. This integrated management system is containing 4 management systems: ISO 9001, ISO 45001, ISO 14001, and ISO 22000. This is like what you see. Today, we will talk about the integrated management system in general, the requirements of the quality management system according to ISO 9001 version 2015 ISO standard. And we will talk about occupational health and safety management system requirements according to ISO 45001 standard. Also, we will talk about environmental management system requirements according to ISO 14001 and about food safety management system requirements according to ISO 22000. Okay, there is a similar requirements for all 4 standards. That's why when we implement more than one standard or one management system, we call it integrated management system, because it is easy to integrate the 4 management system. Okay. What is the integrated management system? It is a set of interrelated or interacting elements for an organization to establish policies, objectives, and the processes to achieve those objectives. Okay. In general, what we mean by management? Management is use your resources, okay, efficiently to achieve your objective. This is in general. So integrated management system, as we said, it is a set of interrelated processes or elements to achieve the objectives of my company. What are the objectives of my company? Of course, my company here to produce some products, to make my customer satisfied, to make a profit. So to achieve those objectives, I have to have an management system. And today we will talk about 4 management systems. System for quality, system for health and safety, system for environment, and system for food safety. Okay. What are the benefits of this management system? Okay, I will implement the management system. What are the benefits? Of course, the loyalty and customer satisfaction, right? If I do the right things with a good quality, if my products of food are safe for the customer, of course, it will increase the satisfaction of my customers. Also, I will improve my process, my system, because I will put policies, procedures. All of those will improve my performance. Also, I will improve the communication, because one of the requirements are the communication. You have to have a communication plan. So if you have a system, if you have a clear rules and responsibilities and the authorities for everyone, it will improve the communication between them. Of course, you will reduce your costs of non-quality products. Not only quality, also safety, environment. You may have some injuries, people in your place, some accidents. All of those, if you avoid them, you will reduce the costs of the non-safety also, and the non-quality. If you produce a non-qualified products, of course, it will return it back to you. So you have to rework or you have to destroy this product. All of this will take a cost from you. Also, it will enhance the public image, your reputation in the market. If you have a good management system, so your reputation will be high in the market. And finally, you will gain more profits. More profits because your reputation will be good, your customers will be increased, so you will sell more, and of course you will reduce the costs of non-quality, non-safety, and so on. Okay. So what we mean by ISO? What we mean by ISO? What does it mean? Anyone know? What is this? What is ISO? You can share with me if you want.
International Standard Organization.
Okay, good, good. But we need to make a little change. It is International Organization for Standardization. This is the real name, International Organization for Standardization. But they called it ISO from ISO's word. It is a Greek word, means equal. A Greek word means equal, called ISOs. This ISOs, they call the ISO from this word. Okay, but its real name, International Organization for Standardization. It's located in Switzerland, in Geneva. And they have like 165 members from all over the world. We can say most of countries are members in this organization. It is a non-profit organization, okay? It is a non-profit organization responsible to issue a standards all over the world. Okay. It started around 1950 in Switzerland. Okay, I will ask you a question. What do you think? How many standards they have so far? How many standards ISO have so far?
I think there
Yes.
are 10 standards.
10 standards? More,
Not so sure.
more. See in this in your screen, there is more
Uh-huh.
than 10.
More than
Maybe more than 20.
22,700.
How much?
22,000.
22,000. Okay.
More.
A little bit more.
9,000.
MashaAllah, so many.
No. More than 22,000. It is exactly today.
22,700.
It is exactly today 24,000 plus, like 24,100 plus standards. They have a standard in everything. Today we have only 4 standards. ISO 9001. It's talking about quality management system requirements. And ISO 45001, it is for occupational health and safety management system. And ISO 14001, it is called about environmental management system. And food safety management system for ISO 22,000. So today we will take only 4 standards. Okay. What is the main differences between the 4 standards? I will give you the answer, but not now. So let's continue. Okay. All ISO standards has the main methodology. Okay, and the main hierarchy, the same hierarchy. But they have 3 main methodologies repetitive in all standards. First of them is process approach. Process approach means you have to know your work as a process. All your work, your production work, your purchasing work, your human resources work, and the tasks, your financial work, every single thing in your company is a process, has an inputs and outputs. For example, purchasing department, it is a procedure, right? Has some tasks, has a processes. Okay, what are the inputs? They are not purchased from themselves. They have a purchase request as an input from any department. Maybe HR department, maybe production department, maybe maintenance department, request some spare parts, or production request materials, raw materials, right? So those are the inputs. Then they do their tasks. They search about provider, then evaluate this provider, then starting to purchase. And output will be the purchased items, right? So this is the process approach. Then second methodology is BDCA cycle or BDCA cycle. All ISO standards is built on this cycle. This cycle originally for improvement. called BDCA cycle or deeming cycle or Shewart cycle. Shewart is the originator of this cycle, and deeming, he makes some changes and become a famous cycle on him. Okay, so it's talking about if you have any problem you want to improve, or something you want to improve, you have to plan for this improvement. After you plan, you have to implement this plan. Then check if this implementation is right or not, this plan was good or not. Then you have to take an act. If this plan is right, okay, enhance this way of work. Keep it as is. If not, so replan again. Replan. Make another plan for improvement. Then implement, do, then check, then take an action, and so on. So it is a non-stoppable cycle. Plan, do, check, act. Plan, do, check, act. Okay? ISO took this cycle and built all standards on this cycle. Any management system, quality, food safety, health and safety management system, or environment management system, first of all, you have to plan for this management system. After you plan, you will implement this management system. Plan, it means you will make procedures, processes, you will put the objectives, then you will implement, you will work for this management system. Then you will check, you will make an inspection, you will make an internal audit. You always check if this management system right or not. Then you will take an action. If you have some non-conforming output, if you have some accidents, so you will take an action and replan the system again and do, check, act, and so on. Third methodology is risk-based thinking. Risk-based thinking mean you have to take the risk in all your steps, in all your tasks. What if I put this? What if I do this? What if I not do this? And so on. What are the risks of this process? What are the risks of this department? What are the risks of this machine? So everything you have to take the risks. Okay? So until now, we talked about the management system and ISO and the main three main methodologies of all ISO standards. Okay? Process approach, PDCA cycle, and risk-based thinking. Do you have any question in this? Or shall we continue? No question? Clear? Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you clear.
Okay, that's good. So now we will start about the 4 standards requirements. The requirements of quality, health and safety, environment, and food safety management systems. Before starting, we want to define the quality. Can anyone tell me what does it mean? Neglect this definition. Give me another definitions. Quality has more than what can we see? 10th of definitions.
Quality means
It seems
standard.
that this is a quality of the product that will satisfy the customers.
Okay, quality of project is to satisfy the customer. Okay, one more definition.
It simply means standard.
Implement standards. Okay. One more. Give me a definition of quality.
Improved communication, sir.
And sorry again.
Improved communication.
Improve communication. Okay, this is a benefit of quality, but okay, we can say okay. What else?
It is a characteristic of a product or a service that is set by standards.
Okay. And
Quality of the work, which will prolong the life of the machines.
life of the machines. Okay. And okay, that's enough. According to ISO 9001, okay, the quality definition is the degree to which a set of inherent characteristics of an object fulfill the requirements. Okay, what does it mean? This definition is, we can say, a main definition of the quality. It means your degree, if you put some characteristics, okay, to fulfill a requirements, so this is the quality. What does it mean? If I have some requirements and I fulfill those requirements, some characteristics, set of characteristics, if I fulfill those requirements, so I fulfill the quality or the needed quality. What are those requirements? It's not mentioned here. You can write it if you want. Those requirements are 3 main requirements. First of them, what do you think? First of them, what is the main requirement I have according to quality? What are the main requirements?
Work, quality of work, sir.
Not of work. I have someone is more important.
Quality of the product, sir.
No. What are the requirements needed which I have to follow? I have a lot of requirements, or we can say there are main 3. No, someone important more than standards.
Quality is a product that won't break easily.
No. Standards, okay. I can say standards one of the requirements, but I have main requirement for quality.
Customer satisfaction, sir.
Yes, customer, right. Thank you. First of the requirements according to quality is the customer. Customer is the main person, the main thing, the main requirement according to quality. Because of the customer, I am here. Because of the customer, my company is built. Because of the customer, I am working. I produce or introduce services for him. and he should be, the customer should be satisfied for my business continue. Otherwise, I will close my business. So customer is my first requirement according to quality. Then second requirement is the technical specifications or standards. Technical, it will different from industry to another industry. If I have food productions or food products or metal products or whatever, I produce or introduce some services like hospitals, like education in schools or universities, whatever. Every single industry has its specific requirements or standards or technical specifications. Okay, in your case, in your food products, of course you have some standards, food standards, to produce your product, so you have to follow those requirements. Then third requirements is the legal requirements, the regulations. Like in your case, of course, SFDA, Saudi Food and Drug Authority, or like you have Ministry of Commerce, Civil Defense, what else we can say, the Center of Environmental Compliance. Okay, all legals requirements you should follow. So if you fulfill those three requirements, the customer requirements and the technical or specific requirements and the legal requirements, if you fulfill those requirements, so this is your degree of quality. This point is clear?
It's clear, sir.
Good. So because it's clear, I will ask, is quality is fixed or variable?
Now it's variable
Okay, why?
because the ISO standards is not yet implemented.
No, give me another answer.
Because we cannot control the consistency of our quality products, sir, because of our raw materials, like that one.
No, this is a quality issue, and you have to control the variable of your material.
I think it depends upon the products you are producing.
Okay, only products?
The customer satisfaction, sir.
Right. Quality is variable, not fixed. Quality is variable, not fixed, because you produce the same product. Okay, you produce the same product with the same specifications in the same country, so the same legal requirements, but your customer is different from your neighbor customer. So you will produce something and he will produce another something. And this is the quality, and this is the quality. Both of you are same because you follow the technical specification. You have no problem in the technical specification. You have no problem with the standards. You follow the standard exactly. But your customer needs something different from another customer. Like, of course, you know Toyota company. Can we compare between Toyota Corolla and, for example, any car from Lexus? Can we say
No,
which
I
one
don't
is
think
more
so.
quality?
They have their own specific quality.
Right. So Corolla is the quality, has a quality, and also like this, because you have different customers. This customer only need an engine. Please close your mic unless you will ask. Okay. Corolla customer, he only need an engine, need tires, right? Need a car to transport him from place to another place. But Lexus customer, he need more luxurious. He need more entertainment. Okay. So this is the definition of quality. Okay. Quality management system in ISO 9001 has 7 principles. Those principles are the main principle for the management system or for quality specifically. What are those 7 principles? First of them is customer focus. You remember what we said about the customer? You have to focus on your customer because he is the most important one. Because of him, I'm working, I'm here, my company is working. Otherwise, I will close my business. Okay? Then, second principle is process approach. Process approach mean, if you remember the process approach, mean you have to convert all your work to processes. You have to identify your inputs needed for your process and what are the expected outputs from your process. Then, evidence-based decision making. Don't take or make any decision without evidence. Not because some products has a non-conformity, it means the labor is the problem or the supervisor is the problem. No, sometimes machine is the problem. Work environment is the problem. Raw material is the problem. So you have to make an investigation until you find an evidence, a reasonable evidence. Depending on this evidence, you will make your decisions. Fourth principle is the relationship management. You have to keep all your relationships. Okay? And manage those relationships in win-win situations. Don't lose any relationships from your suppliers, from your customers, from your employees, all your relationships. Then fifth one is the improvement. Improve, continually improve every single thing you have, all your processes, all your products, always improve. Then engagement of people, all people, engagement of your chairman until all laborers. They should be engaged in quality. Then last principle is the leadership. Leadership. Your top management should lead the quality initiatives in your company. They should encourage all people to participate in the quality. I will tell you the history of quality. Quality has main 4 levels. What are those levels? Since quality started, it started with first stage or first level. It was inspection. Do you know what this inspection? Inspection is only inspect products. That was the quality. Only inspect products. Someone inspect final product. Yes, this is valid, this is not. This is acceptable, this is not acceptable. That's it. Take the acceptable one.
Quality control, sir.
Sorry?
Quality control.
Yes, right. Before quality control inspection only, he take the acceptable products to the customer and the non-acceptable didn't do anything with it. Then after that, quality control, right? What's the difference in quality control? Quality control also, he inspect all products. Okay? After inspection, after inspected products, he took the non-acceptable products and investigate why it is not acceptable. Make a root cause analysis until he find what are the problems which lead to this non-conformance. Then he send this feedback to the process again or the production again to reproduct with avoiding those reasons for non-conformance. This was quality control. Then after that, quality assurance. Quality assurance is a proactive process. It means before I produce, before non-conformance happen, I put a specific procedures for every single product or for every single process, for every single production line. And in this stage, ISO appear here. You have to have a system, have a procedure for every single thing. So by this system, by those procedures, everything is clear. So you will avoid any mistakes. And if, and it may happen, some mistakes happen, some non-conformance happen, quality control will take this non-conformance and investigate and send the feedback again to quality assurance to take it in his process. Then last stage was total quality management. Total quality management has a main, we can say main principles. This main principle was engagement of people, leadership. Everyone in the organization has to participate in this quality. Now, last version of ISO 9001, last version, 2015, is talking about this engagement of people, leadership. So if you implement ISO 9001 standards as is, it will be like total quality management. Okay? Okay. So this is QMS principles or quality management system principles. Now let's talk about something related to environment. Our training today will be mixed, integrated between 4 standards. So we left quality now and go to the environment. What is the ecosystem? Ecosystem is where we live, our surrounding, our nature surrounding, which we interact with. This is the ecosystem. Okay? It means all living surround us. This is the ecosystem. Okay? Until now, we didn't start with the requirements. something else we have to know before starting the requirements. This thing related to health and safety, the injury and ill health. It means any effect physically or mentally to the person is injury or ill health. It's included diseases, illnesses, death or fatality. Okay, because those words we will see it in the requirements. So now we will start with the clauses of the standards. As I told you, the same hierarchy for the 4 standards, for ISO 9001 quality management system, for ISO 45001 occupational health and safety management system, for ISO 14001 environmental management system, and for ISO 22000 food safety management system, same hierarchy for all 4 standards, with some different in details. So if you open, for example, 9001 standard, you will see the same 10 clauses. If you open the food safety, you will find the same 10 clauses. If you open the environmental or health and safety, you will find the same 10 clauses. Scope, normative references, terms and definition, context of the organization, leadership, planning, support, operation, performance evaluation, and improvement. Okay. Scope, you will find the scope of the standard. What is the scope of this standard? Normative reference, they mention the references for the standard. Terms and definition, you will find some terms and definitions of those terms. Okay. Those first 3 clauses are not requirements in 4 standards. Only scope is talking about the scope, and then talking about the references and the terms and definition. You have to take a look, of course, but those are not requirements. Starting from clause number 4, context of the organization, until clause number 10, improvement, those are the 7 requirements. Context of the organization, it's talking about your business, your direction, strategic direction, your borders. Okay. The issues, the analysis of your business. This is context of the organization. Then leadership. And by the way, in quality, in environment, in food safety, it is only leadership. Only in health and safety, it has also leadership and worker participation. Worker participation only in health and safety. This clause talking about the leadership, your top management, their role, and the policies and rules and responsibilities of people. We will take all of them in details in next slides. Then planning. Planning, talking about the risks, about the objectives, planning it changes. Then support. What will support you in your organization? Your resources, your plans. Then operation. Operation is the most complicated clause because it has a lot of things. And this is the main difference between the 4 standards. In quality, we will find some clauses, and in health and safety, we will find another clauses. In environment, we will have another clauses. In food and safety, and we will find another clauses under this operation. Then performance evaluation, how to evaluate my performance, how to check my performance. Then last thing, the improvement. Okay. I will give you an answer about, before 4 or 5 slides, I asked you, what are the main differences between the 4 standards? Now I will give you the answer. Quality is focused on customer. Most important thing in quality, customer. The standard of quality is talking about the requirements of the customer, how to satisfy the customer. Focus on this, and this point exactly. How to be sure that all your products are satisfied your customer. Okay? But in health and safety, they focus on your employee, your worker. That's why, for example, in clause number 5, it is only leadership in quality, in environment, in food safety, but in health and safety, it is leadership and worker participation. Because any illness or injuries will happen to your employee, and you have to keep your employee safe and in good health. That's why you make your worker participate in all health and safety activities to keep him safe and in good health in your company. In environment, they focus on the ecosystem. Okay, our environmental system, how to keep your surrounding environment system safe. Last thing is food safety. Food safety also focusing on product like quality, but quality focus on the requirements of the customer. Your products should satisfy the customer. Focus on the customer. In food safety, focus on the product more than customer. Because the specialty of this product should be safe. This product should be without any mistakes. So they focus on products more than customer. How to keep your food products safe. So difference is now clear between the 4 standards, between the 4 management systems. Okay, you are here?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. Anyone to ask anything before starting the requirements? So, okay, we will start. First requirement is context of the organization. It has 4 subclauses: understanding the organization and its context, understanding the needs and expectations of workers and other interested parties, determining the scope of the management system, and management system. Let's take first one. And by the way, this clause the same for 4 standards. Same. You will find the 4 subclauses as is. Unless in 4.2 you will find understanding the needs and the expectations of interested parties in quality, in environment, in food safety. Okay, let's take 4.1 first. What does it mean understanding the organization and its context? It means you have to identify your internal and external issues. What does it mean? What are the issues which I have to identify? Issues means most important things, big things. which may affect me, affect my business, affect my products.
Quality, sir.
Not quality only. What will affect the quality? What will affect the environment? What will affect the food safety? Internally or externally? Like what? Internally. What are the main internal issues will may affect my quality, my food safety, my health and safety? Internally.
Temperature.
Sorry?
Temperature.
Temperature, right. Right, control of the temperature. Regarding the food safety, right. Also, regarding health and safety. In summer in Saudi Arabia, in most places are very hot, high temperatures. It may affect my employees. So, this is regarding health and safety. What else? What else another issues, internal issues? So temperature for health and safety will be externally, but for food safety will be internally. How to control the temperature in production areas.
Pest control, sir.
Sorry?
Pest control.
Pest control, right. And always you have something internally is very important, like customer externally. External issues, one of the external issues are customers. If they satisfied, I will continue my business, I will make more profits, I will sell more. If they are not satisfied, so I will close and I will go home, stay at home. This is externally. I have another one internally. It's very important.
I think it's the packaging from the supplier should be free from any contaminant that will affect the product quality of the
Yes,
flour.
yes, yes. Suppliers in general are external issues, are interested parties also. We will talk about interested parties. But I have another one internally. It's very important.
Calibration.
Calibration, right?
Cleanliness and product handling, sir.
Sorry?
Cleanliness and product handling.
Okay. And
GMP.
person internally is very important.
Food handling.
Food handling. Okay. But who is the most important person internally?
The worker.
Right. Worker or employee. If he competent,
Employee.
it will be positive for me. If he non-competent, so it will be negative for me. If he's satisfied, it will be good thing. If he's not satisfied, it will not be good thing. Okay? So
We need
those are
employee satisfaction. Huh?
right, employee satisfaction. So you have, as an organization, to understand the context of your organization, the internal and external issues, all issues, food handling, temperature, whatever, those are person or not persons, or things, items. But in second one, 4.2, it will be persons or organizations only. Understand the needs and expectations. If you read it in quality, in food safety, in environment, it will be understanding the needs and expectations of interested parties only. But in health and safety, because I told you they are focusing on workers, so they add workers, understanding the needs and expectations of workers and other interested parties. Interested parties definition, it means every person or organization affected by or may affect my management system, my quality management system, health and safety management system, environmental management system, or food safety management system. Okay, so like whom? Those interested parties, like whom? Some of them already we mentioned in issues. Like employee, workers, those are interested parties. Like suppliers, like customers. What else? Give me some interested parties are very important for me. What do you think? What do you think? Parties are important.
Workers and what do you call this?
The management, sir.
Our management, sir. Worker and management.
Okay, what else?
Workspace environment, sir.
Work is what?
Workplace environment.
Workplace environment. Workplace environment is an issue, internal issue, not interested party. Interested party should be person or organization.
Management and employee.
Okay, and there is some interested parties.
Management
external.
and customer.
External.
Management and customer, sir.
Also, we said customers, we said employees.
The corporate who own the business itself.
Okay. You have something
Saudi.
else?
Yes, Saudi food and Troy SFDA.
Yes. That's it. Because you are food production business, so of course, Saudi Food and Drug Authorities, of course, they are important interested parties. You have to follow the regulations and comply with the regulations to keep your business work. Okay, this is for products. And of course, for business, for quality, you have to comply with Ministry of Commerce. And for health and safety, what do you have? For health and safety.
We have civil defense.
Right, civil defense for health and safety. What about environment? Environment now called National Center for Environmental Compliance. Okay, National Center for Environmental Compliance. It was BME, but now has a new name. So all of them are interested parties. You have to identify all interested parties and identify their needs and expectations. Okay. Third thing, you have to determine your scope. The scope of your integrated management system. What's your scope? What are you doing in your company?
I will go home early. Baliwali, Mr. Shata.
What are you doing in your company?
The scope of work, sir.
Yes, your scope of work. What's your scope of work?
Production.
Con-
Yes, production, but you have to be more specified.
Comply or your scope of works by the companies, what their needs
Yes,
must be
you
provided.
you produce, right? But you have to be more specific. So you have to see, as you said, mills production. Mills or produce mills and the packaging. You have to be more specific in your scope. Because if you know your scope well, you will be ready to make your management system, your procedures. Like what? For example, if you only produce but you not distribute, you have another business distribution company, which they take your
Logistics.
Sorry?
Logistics.
Yes, the logistics. Actually, what happened in your company now? You distribute by yourself or by another companies?
Sales, sir, sales.
Okay, that's why you have to be more specific in your scope. If you have logistics, so you will take care about some logistics procedures. You have to make a procedure for logistics, for your cars, for your transportation. You have to make safety instruction for them. You have to take care about the status of your cars, because the food of safety, the safety of food. Okay, you have to take care about a lot of things related to logistics. If you are not doing logistics, doing transportation or distribution, so you will not make anything of this. Okay, that's why it is very important to put your scope. Your scope will include your products or services, what you are doing exactly, and what, or most interesting part is also you will mention in your scope. Like your customer, for example, if you do a specific products for a specific customer. Okay. The same example, if you have a logistic company. This logistic company, you may transport everything. And you may only transport cars, for example, or transport food products only, or transport medicines only. So you have to mention this in your scope. Then last thing, management system. In quality standard, you will find it quality management system. In health and safety, you will find it health and safety management system, or food safety management system, or environmental management system. You have to determine also your management system and your needed processes for this management system. As I told you, from the scope. If you write your scope right, so you have, or you can determine what the needed procedures for this scope. the needed procedures for this management system. Okay. Okay. You remember PDCA cycle? PDCA cycle, which I told you all ISO standards built on this or based on this cycle has
Yes.
four main steps: plan, do, check, act. Okay, this clause related to what? To plan or to do or to check or to act? This clause, what do you see? This clause related to what? To plan or to do or to check or to act? Guess. Guess. The activities here are planning activities or doing activities or checking activities or acting activities. No one? Try to guess. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sorry, we're still here.
Okay. What do you think? It is plan or do or check or act? Okay, I will answer this. This is a plan related to plan. Okay. All clauses, okay, to be clear, all clauses has some plan activities, some doing activities, some checking activities, but you will find something is more comply with this. Here in context of the organization, it is plan. Most of those activities are planning. Okay. Okay, we will take an example for interested parties. How to identify the interested parties like this: legal and regulators. What the needs and expectation to be comply with those legal and regulations. Okay. And workers, what about workers? Workers, what are they need from you? They need a comfortable workplace, fair salaries. Okay, comfortable infrastructure. The PPEs. Sorry? Please, if you not ask, close your mic, please. Okay, so this is an example of interested parties. Now we will start a new clause: leadership. As I told you, in quality standard, it is leadership only. In environment standard, it is leadership. In food safety, sorry, it is leadership. But in occupational health and safety, it is leadership and worker participation. Okay. First subclauses is leadership and commitment. This subclause is talking about the leadership role. And they have to be commit to the management system. They have to commit to the quality, health and safety, environmental, food safety management system. And they commit to the implementation of this management system. In quality, they have to be focused on the customer. And so on. 5.2 is the management system policy, quality policy, health and safety policy, environmental policy, food safety policy. You have to make policies for the management system. And in our case also, because we have integrated management system and we will implement one system, okay, 4-in-1. So we will make an integrated management system policy. One policy integrated. This policy should be initiated and designed by the top management. Why? Because they are the higher level in the company. So the policy should be from them. So I will be sure that everyone in the company will commit to this policy, will implement this management system. This policy is a general, okay, and high level document. We can say it has a borders of the management system. Like we are at MC3, commit to initiate, okay, or establish, implement, maintain and improve, continually improve quality, health and safety, environment, food safety management system. Okay, we focus on our customers. We strive to satisfy our customers and make a good workplace for our employees, make our workplace safe, and avoid all risks. Okay, we control all activities which may affect the environment and follow all standards and regulations for the food safety. Like that. Usually it is only one page, okay, as a policy signed by one of the top management and should be communicated to all personnel and understood also. I have to make them aware about this policy. Okay. Then organizational rules, responsibilities, accountabilities, and authorities. In quality, food safety, environment, it is only organizational rules, responsibilities, and authorities. But in health and safety, they add accountabilities because I have to have someone accountable about all unhealthy or unsafe activities. So also leadership, top management should be assign rules, responsibilities, accountabilities, and the authorities to all personnel related to quality, health and safety, environment, and food safety. Who is responsible to customer satisfaction? Who is responsible to maintain this? Who is responsible to keep this safe? So it is translated in our companies to job descriptions. Everyone has to have the job description, clear job description, which reflect its rules or his rules, responsibilities, authorities, and accountabilities. Okay. Until now, to close number 3, 5.3, these are the 3 standards: food safety, quality, environment. But in health and safety, they have one more subclause, last subclause, participation and consultation of workers. All safety activities. If you, for example, identify the hazard in workplace, you have to let them participate in this activity. Why? Because they are the most persons which know the risks. If you ask someone in the office, if you ask top management, what are the risks in the or hazards in the workplace, he will tell you they may have some blah 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 blah. Some things is not clear or something is not specific for the work. But if you go to the worker, which he work in the workplace, which he work by the machines, using tools, he will tell you these tools may affect, these tools may do, these tools may harm something. Hazards here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So he will give you a detailed hazards and risks in the workplace. That's why I consult them and let them participate in all safety activities. And this clause will be plan or do or check or act. What do you think?
Plan.
Yes, right. It is also plan. Now we will go to third requirements, planning, and from its name, of course, it will be plan, right? It has main 3 clauses. First of them is actions to address risks and opportunities. What does it mean? You have to have some procedures or some actions to address the risks and opportunities. Risks, the definition of risks is uncertainty of happening. So the risk is something I'm not sure it will happen or not. Okay? If I am 100% sure this something will happen, so it will be a real thing. It will be an unconformity. It will be an accident. Something already happened. But if I'm not sure, it is uncertainty. May happen. I have a probability of happening. So it will be a risk. I have also to take an actions to address those risks. Like, what if supplier providing me or provide me a bad raw materials? What I will do, what are the actions I have to take to avoid this thing? Or if this thing already happened, what I have to do to solve this problem? Okay? To keep my food safe, to keep my customer satisfied. What if one of the employees or workers, what if one of my employees, your mic please. What if one of my employees you hear me now? Good. Yes, okay. What if one of my employees not implement or not follow the instruction of safety?
1, 2.
Okay. So this is in general, risks and opportunities. Also, you have to address the opportunities. What if I have a big sales order? Can I cover the sales order? Can I work more? Can my employee or is my employee competent to cover this sales order? So you have also to put some actions to take your opportunities. So you avoid the risks, but you take the opportunities. This is in general in quality and food safety. Okay. In hazard, in safety and environment, you have two definitions. In health and safety, you have hazards. I'm sorry, I closed all mics. If you wanted to ask something, you can unmute yourself, then mute it again. Okay. In health and safety, you have hazards. What does it mean, hazards? Hazards, it means a potential source of the risk. What does it mean? If you use a cutter tool, okay, this cutter may cut your skin, injure yourself by the cutter, right? So this is the risk. You have to avoid the risk. You have to avoid it. Is something may happen, right? While you're using the cutter, you may cut yourself, harm yourself. That's right. Okay, so this is the risk. The risk is being injured from the cutter. What is the hazard? The hazard is the cutter itself. It is the source of the risk. If I avoid using this cutter, I will avoid completely the risk, right? But because I'm using this cutter, this is the potential source of the risk. I'm using the hazard thing. And while I'm using this, it may injure my hand. So this is clear. This point exactly clear. This point is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
please.
Good. Also, I will give you another thing, another example. Working from height. If you fall, for example, you do maintenance, routine maintenance, and you have to go up on the ladders to make this maintenance. So you're now working from height. If you fall from this height, this is the risk. But the hazard itself is working from height. Okay? This is the difference between hazard. Hazard is the source of being injured, the source of the risk. Okay, another definition in environmental management system or standard. There is environmental aspects and impacts. Aspects is the production process or your working process itself, when or while it may be, which it may lead to impact the environment. Okay, your working activities. You have a production line, you're working, and while you are working, for example, you need heat. Okay, so you're using wood or using a carbon, okay, to fire. So this working activities has some outputs which may impact the environment. So also you have to identify all the aspects which may lead to impact the environment and trying to avoid those aspects and impacts. Also, the same for hazards and risks. We will take an examples of them, and also we will take about how to control them. Second point is objectives and the planning to achieve them. You have to make an objectives. Those objectives should be specific, should be measurable. Objectives for quality, how to improve the quality, how to keep your food safe, how to avoid the accidents, incidents, how to keep the environment safe. You have to put objectives. But not only objectives, you also have to plan to achieve those objectives. How to make a plan? You have to put all objectives and assign responsibilities for person. Who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for this to achieve these objectives? And put a time for achieving. So in this way, you will be sure you will achieve all your objectives. Okay. In health and safety and the environment, also only have 1 and 2. But in quality and food safety, they have also clause number 3, planning of changes. You may face any change. A change order from client, a change in your work environment, a change in everything. So you have to plan for any change happen. This is the definition of hazard: source with a potential to cause injury and ill health. Okay. Environmental aspects and impacts. Aspect is an element of an organization activities, products, or services that may impact or does impact the environment. The impact is the result of an environmental aspect. For example, hazard and risk. Coronavirus is a hazard. Got infected by virus is the risk. Wet floors is a hazard. Slips are the risks. Electricity panels is also hazard. If you got shocked, so this is the risk. How to identify hazard? Hazard has a lot of things. You have to inspect the workplace, talk to workers, talk to workers. You have to let them participate and consult them, talk to workers. Check injury records, check safety hazard log, take an advice from any expert, and review the codes or standards or regulations. Okay. And this is a definition of risk is the effect of uncertainty. And I will let you show the matrix. Yes, risk matrix. Any risk has consequences and has a likelihood. Likelihood is the probability. It may, if it is rare to happen, this risk, so put 1. Unlikely 2, possible 3, 4 likely, and so on. And the consequences, what are the impact of this risk? It is negligible or catastrophic, or major, or moderate. So you, according to those 2 parameters, the consequences and likelihood, you will get a result in the schedule. For example, working from height or falling from height. What is the probability to fall from height while you're working? 2 or 3? We can say 2, for example. But if I fall from height, what are the consequences? Will be moderate or major?
Major.
Major, 4. So 4 multiple 2, it will be 8. So it will be in orange area, high. Right?
Yes.
And so on. All your risks, put those 2 parameters and take a result. According to those results, this is called risk priority number. According to this risk priority number, you have taken actions. All risks in red area, you have to take an action first because this is extreme. Then go to the high risks, then go to the moderate, then last thing is the low risks. Okay. Now is support. Support is talking about 5 things, and this clause is the same in in 4 standards. First of them are resources. You have to identify your resources: the people, the infrastructure, the work environment, all your needed resources. Okay. Then the competence. You have to determine the needed competence for your employee. And this also should be translated in our company in the job description. What are the needed from this job? Or for this job? I need a specific education, a specific training, or a specific skills. I have to identify all those needed competence. Then you have to make your people aware about everything, and especially aware about the policy. You remember policy? You have to make them aware about the policy of the company and aware about the related objectives. We bought an objectives, right? And they make a plan. We made a plan for the objectives. So you have to let them aware about those objectives to starting achieving those objectives. And let them aware about everything new to the company. New system, new machine, new whatever. You have to make them aware and updated. Then in communication, you have to make internal and external communication plan, containing who will communicate with whom, for which purpose, by which media, by email or by mobile, by internal telephone, by whatever. Okay. Then last thing, the documented information. All information you have to keep them documented, whatever, soft or hard copies. Information including emails, including all soft copies of standards, including my procedures, my processes, all information needed. You have to make a procedure how to create, update, or cancel any information. Okay. This is the support. So support belong to what? To plan, to do, to check, to act. Now we will start fighting. What do you think? Belonging to what? To plan or to do or to check or to act?
Plan.
Plan. Okay. Another opinion?
To act.
Sorry?
Act.
Act. Another? Another opinion?
To do.
Okay, it is between plan and do, but we can say do is better, because from this clause you started to implement your system. Okay. Okay, there is a little different between food safety and another clauses. In quality, in clause number 8.4 exactly, they talking about how to control the externally provided product or processor or whatever, your suppliers. But in food safety, they put it here in resources. Resources are the same for all standards. People, work environment, infrastructure, okay? But in food safety, they put also the suppliers, how to control the externally provided products, processes, or anything, or services. Okay, this is a little different between the food safety and the quality. But no problem. At the end, we will make the integrated management system which will cover the 4 standards, whatever which or where it's mentioned in the original standard. Okay, see, in operation, I told you it is the most complicated one. Operation has a lot of things. See, in quality, 8.4, control of externally provided processes, products, and services. It means you have to make a supplier management system. Okay, you have to evaluate your suppliers, inspect all your provided products or services, like materials, like whatever. Also subcontractors, anyone will give you a product or process or service or whatever should be controlled by you. Okay. In clause 8.1, operational planning and control, in quality and food safety, it's talking about your operations itself. How to make a plan? You have to make a plan for your operational. You have to control all your operations. In health and safety and environment, also they mentioned here how to make control on hazards. You have to make a plan to control the hazards. And if you can totally eliminate the hazard, it will be better. Like our example, if you can avoid working from height, this is the hazard. So if you eliminate this, you will avoid the risk falling from height. If you eliminate using cutters in the work, so you eliminate this hazard, so of course you avoid the risk to be injured from the cutter. Okay. Then in 8.2, in the quality, you have to identify the requirements for products and services. As we said, the requirements from the customer, you have to take a feedback from the customer, and of course the standards, the specific standards, the regulations, and all needed requirements. Then in 8.3, if you design and develop a new products and services, you have to take care and take this in your account. If not, some of the companies, they are not design or develop a new products or services. They make a repetitive production. So they can exclude this clause. Some clauses could be excluded, but you have to make a reason for exclusion, like this. This could be excluded. If you not design or develop a new products or services, so you can exclude this clause. Okay. Then clause number 4, we talked about this. You have to make a supplier management system. And in 8.5, put your steps for production and service provision. Then in clause number 6, how to release your products and services. You remember in 8.2, we already identified the requirements. So we can make in this point something called acceptance criteria, right? Maybe you have, maybe not, but from today we have to make acceptance criteria according to the requirements. So in clause 8.6, when I want to release the products, I will check the acceptance criteria. Check all acceptance criteria. If it is applicable, so you can accept and release. If not, so you will go to 8.7. It will be a non-conforming output, and you have to make also actions to control this non-conforming output. Okay? Then 8.8, this is not mentioned in quality, but it is mentioned in health and safety, in environment, in food safety. You have to have an emergencies plan. If something happen, will affect the health and safety of your employees, or accidents happen, will affect the environment, or something happen will affect the safety of your food products. You have to make an emergencies preparedness and response to those emergencies plan. Okay? Then 8.9, it is only in food safety. You have to make a prerequisites programs, PRBs. Okay? How to be ready for your food products. Then in 8.10, hazard control. Hazard control already mentioned in operational planning and control, in health and safety, and in environment. But in in health and safety only. But in food safety, they have a complete sub-clause called hazard control, containing all things related to hazards which may affect the food safety. And in this point, they also mentioned the HACCP plans. You know HACCP plans? Hazards and critical control points. Hazard and critical control points. This is a plans. I'm not sure if you implemented this before or not, but those are the plans which you have to make to keep your food products safe. You have to make your team, okay, gather a team. Then you have to identify all hazards related to the food safety and make a control points, limits for control points. Then put your module or your flow chart for this control points and hazards. And then you have to follow up this hazard plan in all, this HACCP plan in all food safety products production. Okay. Of course, operation will be due. This is a clear implement. In health and safety, for example, as I told you, in health and safety, if you want to control the hazard, most effective thing is to eliminate. As I told you, eliminate using the cutter, eliminate working from height. If I can't, so substitution. Try to replace the hazard. Use something has low risks more than this hazard. If not, if I can't, so make engineering controls. Like try to isolate people from the hazards. If you have, for example, in your store, in your warehouse, some products or some raw materials which may explode, so you have to make engineering controls, isolate those products. If you can't, so you have to make administrative controls, like instruction, training. Then last thing, least effective thing is the PPEs, to provide personal protective equipment for your employees. Gloves and helmets, safety shoes, and so on. HACCP plans, for example, as I told you, it will include personal hygiene, the maintenance of the machines, pest control, training for your workers, GMB, GHB. GMB is the good manufacturing practices. GHB is the good hygiene practices. All of those are part of HACCP plans. Okay, now performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is, of course, a check. You have to monitor, measure, analyze, and evaluate your performance. And you have two main things: internal audits and management review. Internal audits, you have to make internally audits in periodic plans, periodic time plans, maybe once, two, monthly, quarterly, according to your work conditions. This audit aims to evaluate your system, your performance. It is not to getting the mistakes, no. It is only to get, it is only to know the non-conforming and try to resolve or correct those non-conforming to keep your perform most effectively. Then you have another thing called management review. Management review is a meeting which should be with the top management. Review all quality, health and safety, environment, food safety aspects. Review the status of the management system and take the needed decisions if you need. After you plan for your management system and implement the management system, then check the performance evaluation of the management system. So you have to take an action here. You have to improve, find all non-conformity and put a corrective action for those non-conformities. And of course, if you don't have any non-conformity, you have to continually improve. For example, if your customer satisfaction is 90%, try to make it 95%. If you produce 100 products in an hour, try to make it 110, 150, and so on. Try to improve everything. Okay. In quality, environment, and food safety, it is only non-conformity and corrective action in 10.2. Non-conformity and corrective action. But in health and safety, they add incident, non-conformity, and corrective action. This incident has two cases. If incident lead to injury or ill health, it will be accident. But if the incident has no injury, so it is called near miss. And in two cases, I have to make an investigation. Why? Why I have to make a non-conformity in the two, and I have to make corrective actions and investigate why?
To minimize the accident or incident.
Okay, if I want to minimize the accident, I will investigate in the accidents to avoid those accidents. Why I investigate a near miss also?
To control.
Control what?
The hazards or the incident. The need to take corrective actions.
Okay, for what?
For the risks and the hazards. We need to remove the hazards.
Okay, remove hazards. Already I have a risk register and I identify all my hazards. And we talked about to control those hazards, try to eliminate them if I couldn't. So I have to reduce the risk impact. But here, incident has two cases. If the incident has an injury or ill health, so I have to, or it's called an accident. But if something happened, incident happened, but has no injury, alhamdulillah, no injury there, so it's called near miss.
Near miss.
Okay, why I investigate a near miss also?
To avoid accident.
Yes, right. Because
Be-
this
because-
time,
Because it
Yes.
could lead to a accident, that near
Right.
miss.
right, exactly. This time it is near miss. Maybe next time becoming an
It
accident.
becomes accident.
Yes, exactly.
So I have also to investigate to try to find what are the non-conformity, what are the non-safe activities. So I will control those non-activities or the activities, or I control the hazards if I have or whatever, to avoid this incident happen again. Because this time it is a near miss, next time maybe becoming an accident.
Yes.
Okay, very good. This is a chart you can take a look with yourself. It is differentiate between the quality, health and safety, and the environment. Unfortunately, there is no food safety here, but the bracket in the middle, it is the common requirements between the three standards. On the left, the requirements for ISO 9001 only. In the right, there is a requirements for 14,000 only and the requirements for 45,000 only. And already I told you today what are the difference between the four standards. Okay, last thing here, this is a chart built on the PDCA cycle and also on the requirements of the four standards. See on the left, there is an input. IMS requirements, as we said, all requirements needed from the customers, from the regulations, from the technical or specific standards or whatever. And also I have another input is the organization and its context. The issues internally and externally, the interested parties, see, needs and expectation of relevant interested parties. And for workers also. All of those are inputs, right? Those inputs going to planning, clause number 6, planning. And see, it is going to support and operation, plan to go to support and operation. Then do. After doing, you make a performance evaluation to check. After checking, you improve. Then take an action. And so on. PDCA, plan, do, check, act. And in the middle of this system is the leadership. Leadership support all activities to get the result of IMS. The result, of course, will be products and services. And according to the quality, customer satisfaction, according to health and safety, it will be a health and safe workplace. According to environment, it will be a safe environment. According to food safety, it will be a safe food products. So this is the summary of what we said today. Anyone need any questions? Any clarification?
Can we have a copy of module or a recorded meeting?
Already, yes, this meeting recorded by us and recording by you also by IT guy. So inshallah, we will send it to you or IT guy in your company will send it to you.
Barakallahu feek.
وإياك. If you want to ask me anything, I am with you.
Thank you, Engineer Mahmoud.
You most welcome. Thank you to all. Thank you for your time. Thank you for a good listening, for your participate in this meeting or in this session. I hope it was useful for you, inshallah, all of you.
Thank you so much.
This record will be in website also. I will share with you the QR code now to can enter the website to get material, get anything in website. I will share with you now the QR code.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
ممكن تديني الشير يا باشمهندس؟
Thank you very much.
حاضر.
هندسة.
ايوه.
استاذنك تديني الشير.
معاك الهوست كله.
حبيبي.
¿En qué fase podemos decir que estamos bien y en qué fase podemos decir en qué número?
This is QR code for website.
شكرا يا باشمهندس، شكرا، يعطيكم العافية.
الله يعافيك.